Willie Nelson was born on April 29, 1933, in Abbott, Texas, a small farming town where life moved slowly and opportunities were scarce. His parents were very young and eventually left him and his sister Bobby in the care of their grandparents. Those early years were not easy, but they quietly shaped the person he would become. His grandmother ordered music books from catalogs and encouraged both children to learn songs and read music. By the time Willie was 6, he had his first guitar in his hands. Music quickly became more than a hobby. It became comfort, expression, and a way to make sense of a confusing world. While other children played games after school, Willie spent long hours practicing chords and writing small melodies. Without realizing it, the quiet boy from Abbott was already building the foundation of a musical voice that would one day reach millions. Growing up with hard work and song life in rural Texas during the 1940s demanded effort from everyone, even children. Willie worked in cotton fields during the hot summers and helped with farm labor to support the household. These long days taught him discipline and resilience, but they also gave him something else: stories. The people he met, the struggles he saw, and the emotions he felt all slowly found their way into the songs he was writing in school notebooks. By the age of 9, he was already performing with a small local band, earning a little money playing guitar at community dances. Church music, Western swing on the radio, and blues drifting from nearby towns blended together in his mind. This mixture of sounds shaped the style that would later define him. Even as a teenager, Willie sensed that music could carry feelings that ordinary conversation could not. It was becoming the language he trusted most. Searching for direction after school. After graduating from high school in 1950, Willie stepped into adulthood without a clear path forward. Like many young men of his generation, he briefly joined the United States Air Force, hoping discipline and structure might guide him. A back injury ended that chapter early, sending him back to Texas. Over the next few years, he worked a wide variety of jobs, selling books door to door, pumping gas, working as a plumber's helper, and taking any opportunity that paid enough to get by. Through all of this, music remained constant. He played in honky-tonk bars, local dance halls, and small clubs across Texas. The pay was often small, but the experience was priceless. These stages gave him something every songwriter needs: direct contact with listeners. Watching people react to his music taught him how powerful a simple, honest song could be. Early family life and personal lessons. In 1952, Willie married Martha Matthews, and together they began raising a family. Life, however, was not easy for a young couple trying to balance work, children, and financial pressure. Willie spent long periods traveling to perform music while Martha managed life at home. The stress created difficulties that eventually led the couple to separate years later. Though those early relationships were complicated, they also forced Willie to grow emotionally. Experiences of love, responsibility, regret, and reflection began appearing more deeply in his songwriting. Many of his later songs about time, memory, and relationships drew from these early years. Rather than hiding from life's challenges, he slowly learned to turn them into music. That honesty became one of the defining features of his work. Listeners could hear real life inside his lyrics, and that authenticity made his songs feel deeply personal to anyone who heard them. Finding freedom in Texas. By the early 1970s, Willie made a bold decision. He left Nashville and returned to Texas. In Austin, he discovered a new audience that welcomed musicians who mixed different styles and ignored traditional industry rules. Young listeners, many influenced by rock and folk music, were excited by the raw honesty of his performances. On stage, he wore his hair long, played his trusted guitar trigger, and sang songs exactly the way he felt them. This period helped spark what later became known as the Outlaw country movement. Artists like Waylon Jennings and Chris Christopherson were also pushing against industry expectations, and together they reshaped the sound of country music. Willie finally had the creative freedom he had always wanted, and audiences responded with enthusiasm. Albums that changed everything. The mid-1970s brought the breakthrough that transformed Willie Nelson from respected songwriter to major star. His 1975 album, Red-Headed Stranger, was simple and stripped down, focusing on storytelling rather than heavy production. Many industry executives initially doubted it, but listeners connected deeply with its emotional honesty. The song, "Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain," became his first #1 hit as a singer. Soon after the album, "Wanted," the Outlaws became one of the first country albums to reach platinum status. These successes proved that audiences were ready for music that felt genuine rather than polished. Willie's unique phrasing, warm voice, and reflective lyrics suddenly stood at the center of a musical movement. After years of struggle, he had finally built a career on his own terms. Facing financial challenges. Even successful artists can face difficult moments, and Willie experienced one of his most public challenges in the early 1990s when serious financial issues arose related to unpaid taxes and investment problems. Much of his property was temporarily seized while the situation was resolved. Instead of giving up, Willie responded in the way he knew best, through music. He recorded a special album known as the IRS Tapes, selling it directly to fans to help repay the debt. Supporters around the country showed loyalty by buying the music and continuing to attend his concerts. Through steady touring and dedication, Willie eventually settled the issue completely. The experience reinforced something he had always believed. Material possessions can come and go, but the connection between a musician and an audience is something far stronger. Music through life's losses. As the years passed, Willie experienced the natural sorrows that come with a long life, including the loss of close friends and loved ones. These moments deepened the emotional weight of his music. His voice carried even more feeling as he sang about time, memory, and the people who shape our lives. Instead of stepping away from the stage, he continued performing, often saying that music helped him process life's challenges. Fans listening to his later performances could hear a lifetime of experience in every note. The songs were no longer just stories. They were reflections of decades lived, loved, and remembered. Growing older, still playing. Entering his later decades, Willie faced the physical realities of aging, including breathing difficulties that required him to slow down slightly. Yet even with these challenges, he continued to record albums and tour regularly. His beloved guitar trigger remained by his side, worn from decades of playing but still producing the warm sound audiences recognized instantly. Willie adapted his schedule, took care of his health, and focused on what mattered most, sharing music with people who appreciated it. Seeing him perform in his 80s and 90s became a powerful reminder that passion and dedication do not disappear with age. They simply evolve. Family, home, and legacy. In his later years, Willie found deep stability with his wife, Annie D'Angelo, and their family. Their home in Texas became a place where children and grandchildren gathered, far from the constant motion of touring life. His sons, Lucas and Micah, followed their own paths into music, occasionally sharing the stage with their father. These moments symbolize something meaningful. The continuation of a musical spirit that had begun decades earlier in a small Texas town. Beyond family, Willie also dedicated time to causes close to his heart, including Farm Aid, the charity concert series supporting American farmers that he helped establish in 1985. The lasting spirit of Willie Nelson. Today, Willie Nelson stands as one of the most respected voices in American music, not only because of his songs, but because of the life behind them. His career shows that authenticity, patience, and persistence can outlast trends and obstacles. From a quiet childhood in Abbott to global recognition, his journey reflects resilience and creativity. His music continues to comfort listeners during ordinary moments and important milestones alike. More than awards or chart success, his true legacy lies in the honesty of his voice and the connection it creates. As long as people search for songs that feel real and human, the music of Willie Nelson will continue to play, carrying his story forward for generations to come.